Have you ever wondered how a single battle could change the course of history? Well, let's dive into one such battle, the Battle of Stalingrad. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a turning point in World War II, a clash that held great significance for both the Axis and Allied powers. The stakes were high, with the city of Stalingrad serving as the grand prize. Stalingrad, a city named after Soviet leader Joseph Stalin, was a symbol of Soviet resistance and a vital industrial hub. For the Axis powers, capturing it would mean severing the Soviets' access to the Volga River and their vital oil supplies. For the Allies, holding Stalingrad was crucial to maintaining a strategic position against the advancing Axis forces. This battle was not just about winning or losing, it was about survival, about ideology, about the very future of the world order. Now imagine a city where every building, every street, every corner becomes a battlefield. The Battle of Stalingrad began on August 23, 1942. It was a day of ominous clouds and the deafening roar of artillery, marking the start of one of the most brutal battles in human history. The German offensive, known as Operation Barbarossa, was in full swing, their sights set on the industrial heartland of the Soviet Union. The German strategy was a classic blitzkrieg, a rapid, concentrated offensive intended to break through the enemy lines and encircle them. Their forces, spearheaded by the formidable Sixth Army, moved swiftly towards Stalingrad, banking on their superior firepower and tactical finesse. They aimed to seize control of the city and its resources, cutting off the Soviet Union from its vital lifeline. But the Soviet Union had other plans. They responded with a resilient defense, a testament to their indomitable spirit and the strategic genius of their leadership. Instead of retreating, they dug in, converting every inch of the city into a fortress. From the banks of the Volga River to the industrial complexes and the residential districts, Stalingrad was transformed into a labyrinth of resistance. The Soviet tactics were a masterclass in urban warfare. They used the city's structures to their advantage, setting up snipers in high-rise buildings, barricading streets, and even tunneling underground. They engaged the Germans in close-quarters combat, negating the effectiveness of the enemy's superior artillery and air power. The German forces found themselves drawn into a grueling fight, their blitzkrieg strategy crumbling under the weight of the Soviet Union's determined defense. Every attempt to advance was met with fierce resistance. Every street claimed was contested, every building seized was fought over. It was a game of attrition, one that the Germans were not prepared for. And as the battle raged on, the stakes grew higher. The city of Stalingrad became a symbol, a beacon of hope for the Soviet Union and a coveted prize for the Germans. It was a fight not just for territory, but for the very soul of the Eastern Front. Despite the relentless attacks, the Soviet Union held firm, leading to a brutal urban warfare. This was the onset of the Battle of Stalingrad, a pivotal moment in the Second World War that would forever change the course of history. The battle raged on for months, but the tides began to turn in November 1942. In the frosty chill of the Russian winter, the Soviet forces launched Operation Uranus. This was not just any counteroffensive, it was a meticulously planned and expertly executed strategy designed to encircle and isolate the German forces. Operation Uranus was a two-pronged attack. The Soviet forces struck the weaker Romanian and Hungarian armies that were protecting the German Sixth Army's flanks. The objective was simple, yet ambitious: encircle the German forces and cut them off from their supply lines. The Soviets had the advantage of surprise and numbers. They deployed over 1 million soldiers, around 1,000 tanks, and more than 1,300 aircraft, dwarfing the Axis forces. The operation was swift and brutal. Within days, the Soviets had achieved their goal, trapping around 300,000 Axis soldiers in what came to be known as the Stalingrad Pocket. But it wasn't just the Soviet onslaught that the German forces had to contend with. The Russian winter was harsh and merciless. Sub-zero temperatures, blizzards, and a lack of winter clothing made conditions unbearable. The German troops were ill-prepared for the severity of the winter. Their tanks froze, their weapons jammed, and their morale plummeted. To make matters worse, their supply lines were cut off. Food and ammunition were dwindling rapidly. The German High Command attempted to supply the encircled troops by air, but the effort proved woefully insufficient. The German forces were trapped, cold, and starving. The turning of the tide at Stalingrad was a brutal testament to the harsh realities of war. It was a combination of strategic planning, numerical superiority, and the unforgiving Russian winter that led to the encirclement of the German Sixth Army. The encirclement of the German Sixth Army marked a turning point not only in the Battle of Stalingrad but in the entire World War II. It was a monumental victory for the Soviet Union and a devastating defeat for the Axis powers. By February 1943, the Battle of Stalingrad reached its inevitable end. The final stages of the battle were as brutal and relentless as the months that preceded them. The German Sixth Army, once a formidable force, was now encircled, starved, and frozen in the unforgiving Russian winter. The Soviet Red Army, relentless and resolute, made their final push, leaving the Germans with no choice but to surrender. On the second day of February, the last of the German forces officially capitulated. The surrender signaled an end to the battle, but the human cost was staggering. The German Sixth Army, once numbering over 300,000 soldiers, was reduced to a mere 91,000 at the time of surrender. Of these, only about 5,000 would ever return to Germany. The Soviet Union paid a steep price as well. It's estimated that the Red Army suffered over 1 million casualties throughout the battle. The city of Stalingrad itself was reduced to rubble, its citizens left to grapple with the immense loss and devastation. But the end of the Battle of Stalingrad marked a significant turning point in the Second World War. It was the first major defeat of Hitler's military, shattering the myth of invincibility that surrounded the German army. More than that, it signaled a shift in momentum in favor of the Allies. In the aftermath of the battle, the Red Army pressed their advantage, launching a series of offensives that would eventually lead them to the heart of Berlin. But the victory did not come easy. The Battle of Stalingrad was marked by tremendous sacrifice, by the courage of soldiers fighting in unimaginable conditions, and by the resilience of a city that refused to surrender. The Battle of Stalingrad ended in a Soviet victory, but the scars of the battle remain indelible in the annals of history. The city, the soldiers, the civilians, they bore the weight of a battle that changed the course of the Second World War, and it's in their sacrifice and resilience that the true cost of the Battle of Stalingrad is measured. The Battle of Stalingrad has left an enduring legacy. This titanic struggle marked a turning point in World War II, ultimately shifting the balance of power. The victory of the Soviet Union not only boosted their morale but also sent a clear message to the Axis powers. Their plans of domination were not invincible. Stalingrad was more than just a city. It symbolized the indomitable spirit of the Soviet Union. The battle's outcome had a profound impact on Soviet history, instilling a sense of national pride and unity. It demonstrated the strength of Soviet resolve, with every soldier, every civilian, every man, woman, and child playing a vital role in the city's defense. This collective effort is still celebrated today, a beacon of national resilience that continues to inspire. The Battle of Stalingrad also served as a brutal lesson in modern warfare. It underscored the importance of urban combat, of using a city's infrastructure to one's advantage. This battle was a grim tutorial in the art of siege warfare, of cutting off enemy supplies and starving them into submission. The lessons learned at Stalingrad have since influenced military strategies around the world, reshaping how wars are fought. In the aftermath of the battle, the Soviets took the offensive, pushing back the Axis forces. Stalingrad marked the beginning of the end for Hitler's dreams of a German empire. It was a stark reminder that sheer willpower, when combined with strategic brilliance, can overcome even the most formidable odds. Yet the legacy of Stalingrad extends beyond the battlefield. It serves as a stark reminder of the horrors of war, the cost of ideological fanaticism, the value of strategic planning, and the power of human resilience. It's a lesson in history that continues to resonate, reminding us of the depths and heights of human capacity. The Battle of Stalingrad, a testament to human resilience and strategic brilliance, remains a pivotal moment in our shared history. The Battle of Stalingrad, a story of grit, sacrifice, and strategic genius, has left an indelible mark on our history. This battle, one of the deadliest in human history, saw the clash of two colossal powers, each vying for control over the city of Stalingrad. The onset of the battle was fierce, with neither side willing to back down. As the tides of war began to turn, it became a fight of not just military prowess, but also of survival. The endgame was brutal and decisive, resulting in a Soviet victory that marked a significant turning point in the Second World War. This battle left a profound legacy, shaping the course of history and serving as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. And so, the Battle of Stalingrad serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the lengths to which nations will go to defend their homeland.